Actually, I'm gonna redo this whole intro because I don't think I should say that.
I wouldn't know.
Welcome to Good and Bad. My name's Gabe Gerry. On this episode, I got John Hillbery, good friend of mine, also a Browns Twitter extraordinaire. What's your Twitter at?
It's just at John Hillbery.
At John Hillbery.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the upper echelon of Browns Twitter. He's like at the top of the pile of shit. You know, it's like you, McNeil, Gab. Who else? Who else is in Browns Twitter?
Suryat.
I feel like Suryat's just Cleveland Twitter.
Yeah, he definitely like focused on like sports for a little bit though.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
You got your Browns Twitter. I do plugs at the beginning of the show because I always forget at the end. So is there anything you want the people to know about you?
Yeah, I mean, if you're just looking for like, some good Cleveland sports-based humor, especially focused on the Browns, feel free to follow my Twitter. It's John Hillbery, JohnHillbery. So that's 2 L's and 1 R.
I'll put it in the fucking episode description.
No bitches.
Yeah. Also, John notoriously has 0 bitches. It makes for some great life updates every couple of weeks. He's a hopeless romantic. What can we say? Who's not a hopeless romantic?
It's what everybody wants is love.
Yeah. And money.
Yeah, money would be nice.
Yeah. Money and sex. That's what makes the world go round. So John, the show is called Good and Bad because it exists on the internet. And the only 2 things that something could be on the internet are good or bad. There's no in between. Oh, I gotta reach down here and get this. So we start each episode with the good and bad bucket.
Mm-hmm.
I got some stuff in here.
Okay.
You hear that?
I hear some opinions in there.
Well, no, this show is about your opinion.
Oh, wow.
So you're going to pull something out of this bucket. You're going to pull something out of this bucket, and you're going to tell me whether it's good or bad.
Okay.
And why.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep.
He's really digging around.
American Eagle, Abercrombie, and Aeropostale.
Also, you could add a Hollister on there as well, probably.
Yeah, Hollister. I would say that's good. I would say it's good because it reminds me of like my teenage years. Like, so I went to high school during 2007 to 2011, and like every preppy person was wearing Aeropostale, Abercrombie, or American Eagle clothing.
The gigantic embroidered eagle on the regular T-shirt.
Yes, or like a polo, and then like the smell, like it went in the mall. But like I remember like people like the go-to outfit in 2007 was like an American Eagle like long sleeve shirt with the sleeves rolled up, right?
Sure.
With like some cargo shorts,
Yeah.
the high Nike socks, and then like a pair of like the Shock Nike shoes. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, and well, I think that carried even to. I want to say it carried past to when you were in high school,
Mm-hmm.
but I might just be saying that because I just wore all my brother's hand-me-downs, so I was just wearing that style in high school, whether or not it was a style or not. But yeah, dude, the huge logos, gigantic logos everywhere.
It was like the ultimate advertising on young people.
Yeah.
Like you would go and you would see hoodies or like even like polos, and it would just say Arrow in like the biggest font
Arrow.
possible.
They did Arrow in the vertical. American Eagle, obviously, always just said American, but they had the giant fucking eagle. Which one was the little seagull?
I think that was Hollister.
That was Hollister.
Mm-hmm.
They usually toned it down a little bit. They were always a little.
It just felt like when you were wearing Hollister, you were going to be like a new extra on the OC. And then you're like, you were just going to, your life was just full of teenage drama every single day. Like, oh my God, Brad got caught drunk driving.
Yeah. What was the story that came out do you remember this a couple years ago? Like the CEO of one of those companies, maybe it was Abercrombie. They were like, yeah, we don't want fat people wearing our clothes.
Really?
Yeah. They're like, no fat people, no ugly people, no people X, Y, and Z like wearing our clothes. I only want super sexy people. It was like an anti-woke like anti-cancel culture thing the CEO did, and he got blasted for it, obviously.
I don't know. I feel like, I mean, all the preppy kids that were like fit when I was in high school wore it. Like, I didn't wear it. I was wearing Kmart.
Is anybody
clothes.
fit in high school?
What do you mean by
I
that?
feel like everybody's just scrawny. You seen high schoolers these days?
They're pretty like they're just skeletons,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. There were some like cut people, and then they, this was. I lived in the era of like, the shirtless, mirror pics on MySpace. So people
Yeah,
were
what
lifting
a
up their
great time.
abs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, scrawny people.
You graduated in 11,
Mm-hmm.
so you were a senior when I was a freshman.
Yeah.
But I was on MySpace in like middle school, like 6th grade. I had a MySpace, and
What was your quote on MySpace? Like, you remember how you could have a quote next to your profile
I
picture?
don't remember what my quote was. I do remember like my profile was Philadelphia Eagles themed.
Okay.
I had like the little icons raining down.
Mm-hmm.
I had a pet hedgehog. And then like I had the playlist, because you could just have like a song on your profile, or you could put a whole playlist on your profile.
Mm-hmm.
My whole playlist with like All American Rejects, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, and you remember Ashley Parker Angel, the song Let You Go.
I would probably recognize it if I heard it. Is it like of the emo vein?
It's like I remember when you came with me that night. You said forever, but that you would never let me go. I think that's it. Dude, we'll listen to it after. We'll listen to it on a walk when we go get lunch.
That sounds perfect.
Yeah, but MySpace is when I found out about weed. Because there was some kid, because I had like a lot of things. Like I had a MySpace because all my brother and all his friends had a MySpace,
Mm-hmm.
and there was this kid named like, and he would always post pictures of him getting arrested. And my brother and his friends would always make jokes about like how he was like evil because he was always high and like smoking weed and everything.
Just getting arrested.
Turns out that he was just awesome. This is like the coolest kid ever. Dude, he posted a picture of him getting arrested at Cedar Point.
At Camp Snoopy?
No, he was like maybe 15, 16. He was like, the pigs got me. It was him high as fuck at Cedar Point.
Do we know why he got arrested at Cedar Point? Was it just
weed, I think. You just had weed on him.
That wasn't the highest thing at Cedar Point that day? Wasn't the Millennium Falcon or Force?
I see what you're doing. I see what you're trying to do there. I appreciate it. So you'd say good for those,
Yeah, I would recommend that as good.
even with all the body image problems they perpetuated.
That's fine. I'm a fellow fat person. It's good.
You just ignore it,
Yeah. It's my body, my choice.
dude. I saw, like people love to, well, like the women's body positivity thing is overall a good thing. No matter how annoying people think it gets, it's overall a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like there's a big problem when like Khloe Kardashian sells like fitness programs,
Mm-hmm.
because like she didn't actually do that. She got surgery, that stuff. Chris Hemsworth has a fucking fitness program. Like he's not juiced up and has like the best trainers on the planet, the best, like I think that's also wrong. Just nobody gets on guys for it.
I don't know. I'm just not very like opinionated on people's bodies. Like it's kind of like their own, business.
Also true. Also, just like everybody's just like, hopefully the reasonable people understand that like movie stars are supposed to be fun to look at.
Yeah.
That's why we go to the movies. All right, ditch it.
Yes, sir.
You never go to the movies thinking, I hope the person on screen is really ugly. That'll be worth my money. Oh wait, I don't know why I'm picking. You pick.
The only ugly person I've ever seen in the movie theater is Hagrid.
Robbie Coltrane?
Yeah.
Well, they're British. They don't care about looks. They don't. Also, most of those people were like, I think they were like stage stars, like really popular, like the British stage arena. That's what they probably did movies too, but nobody knew about them until. All right, read the fucking thing.
Yes, sir. Joe Rogan. Bad.
You think bad?
I think bad, but I think it's in the sense that I mean, like, it's great to have, like, obviously he does a podcast. You know, I
Mhm.
think that here's my thing. I always think of Joe Rogan as just the Fear Factor guy.
Sure.
Like, I grew up seeing him daring people to eat worms and bull testicles. And,
What a great show.
it was a great show. But, like, I can't take him seriously for, like, anything else that he does. Like, I just see him as an entertainer.
You want to talk about body positivity? Go watch Fear Factor. Have you seen it recently?
No, I didn't even know it was still on.
No, so you know how like some smart TVs have their own TV channels,
mhm.
like like Samsung TV or whatever, and they got
Like a
old,
Pluto or
yeah, kind of
yeah.
yeah. One of them has a channel. Well, one of them has a channel that's Family Feud 24/7, which is great. Love Steve Harvey, but that same one, I don't know what company it is. Maybe it's Vizio. Has a channel. It's Fear Factor 24/7. So you can just watch Fear Factor. And dude, like mid 2000s, like we have come a long way in body image since the mid 2000s. Every single girl on that show from the mid 2000s is like paper thin, low rise jeans, no ass, and just huge tits. Every single one.
Yeah.
That was the vibe back then.
Yeah, and they were probably wearing Aeropostale.
They were probably yeah. Yeah, dude. Like every move, like we've come a long way,
Oh, for sure.
but a little bit of a long way.
And every single like hot chick like in a movie, like think of like the Fast and Furious movies,
Yeah.
like those were around that time. Like they all look the same, like tan skin, bleach blonde hair, just
Yeah.
SoCal vibes.
Like J-Lo was the first one to have a huge ass, and her ass wasn't even that big. They were like, "Whoa, we've never seen this before."
Can you imagine if if time travel was real, right? And like you took back a Kardashian back to the early 2000s, but like a Kardashian as what they are now and not what they looked like in 2000, people would be mind blown. They'd be like, "What is this?"
They look like an alien.
They
You seen
would.
Kylie Jenner, dude? She looks like she's 35 with all the shit she's done to her face.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I don't keep up with the Kardashians.
Nice. Neither could Pete Davidson.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Did anybody think they were gonna get married? Did anybody really think Pete was gonna be like fucking? What's their kid's name?
Oh, isn't it like Northwest?
Yeah. Did anyone think Pete would be
Yeah.
North's new dad?
No.
No.
No. But here's the thing: if Kanye gets back with Kim, I feel like that's a mistake.
Who cares?
They don't care if I break up with somebody. Where's my tabloid TMZ?
When was the last time you broke up with somebody? When was the last time you cut things off? You were like, no, this is not working out.
2017.
Wow, 5 years ago. What was
Yeah.
the reason?
She bought a promise ring after the third date.
Oh. And how old were you at the time?
I was about probably like 24,
How old was she?
probably like 21.
Yeah. Yeah.
Young love.
Yeah, a little too young. Yeah, I was thinking about this yesterday. It's like, because you're dating the girl you're dating is too young when she asks the host of the party if she can change the song. That's such like a young person thing to worry about. It's like, oh, you need to play the song. It's like, how about you just shut the fuck up and enjoy the party?
Yeah, it's ambient music.
You're at somebody else's house. Shut up. But she bought a promise ring
Yeah,
for you to wear or for her to wear?
for her to wear. She saw it on sale at Target.
Oh, she was like, just so you know,
Yeah.
I did this.
Well, I didn't even find out from her. I found out from my boss at Giant Eagle at the time.
What?
Yeah, I came in and it was like, I used to close every night. It'd be about 1:00, and he was like, "Hey, did you see what's on her finger?"
Did she also work at Giant Eagle?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we close together sometimes.
Nice, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told her to
I've
do.
been known to close every now and then too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, it'd be great because I'd be like, "Hey, like if we're getting out of here on time, I need you to do the dishes."
So she bought it to wear for herself. Did she expect you to get one as well?
I don't think so. I don't think the expectation was there.
But she just wanted you to know that she was in it for the long haul
Mm-hmm.
after 3 dates.
Yeah.
So you dumped her?
Oh, yeah.
How'd you do it?
Well, first I was like, we were closing, and I was like, all right, we're going to close up, and then let's hang out after. But first, let's go to Chipotle.
Of course.
get some Chipotle, and we were in the car, and I looked at her, and I was looking at the ring, and I was like, "Hey, I'm just gonna let you know, like, we can only be coworkers."
Damn.
She completely sobbed. Still wore the ring afterwards. She said, "Just don't think of it as a promise ring. It's just a ring that I bought at Target."
That's what it always was, sister. That's
Yep.
what it always was.
Yeah.
Do you believe in the concept of a promise ring?
I mean, it depends. Like, if I was like 12, probably, yeah. But like now it's like,
What are you doing?
yeah.
Yeah. I could say this kitten that we got, it's like a breathing promise ring. Cause it's ours.
Mhm.
It's like, you know, we gotta stick together for the cat.
Right.
But like we're not getting married anytime soon. You
Right.
know?
If you guys are, it's weekends. Weekends probably every other.
No, I'd probably have her take the cat just so the two cats could stay together. I wouldn't ever want to separate the cats. They love each other.
That's sacrifice right there.
It is. It is sacrifice.
That's why you don't have to wear a promise ring.
I'd still come by. Yeah. I'd still come by on the weekends just to see him.
I feel like promise rings are just like what's the word I'm looking for? Like a
Dumb.
well, they're dumb, but like it's like probation for like your relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, I saw you, DMing some people. Like, you're
Let's
gonna
see
wear
some
a ring.
commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's up the ante a little bit.
I can't even put into words like what somebody's got to be thinking. Yeah, because like if you're young, sure. Like I had a promise ring when I was in my high school relationship,
Mm-hmm.
but then like one time we were like 17 or 18. I was like, I'm not getting married anytime soon. Like I don't even care about marriage. And she got upset because we had the promise ring. She was like, what do you mean you don't think about marriage? You don't think about our future? And I was like, I'm 18.
Yeah.
Like I have so much time to go. She didn't like that.
What was the when you got home, like when you had to take the ring off?
Oh,
Was
I
it
wore
like
it on a necklace.
Oh, well, that was the first red flag for her.
I don't know.
A necklace?
I
Frodo? Come on.
Yeah. I can't destroy it.
Right. I got to throw this
I
shit
need
in
my
the
boys to carry me.
Mary Pippin.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Honestly, Mary and Pippin are some of the best parts of those movies.
I love how they just ride the trees everywhere. And then they magically just show up.
Dude, yeah, when everything's on fire and then they flood it.
That's hilarious.
I do want to get more jewelry though. I'm thinking a chain. I might get a chain.
Really?
Yeah. Could go well.
Like a Cuban chain?
What's a Cuban chain?
Like,
Does it like come with like ham and cheese?
no ham and cheese, but like those thick cut like Cuban chains, like something that you would see like a 20-year-old wearing on like the south side of Miami.
Like it's like flat?
It's flat. It kind of just looks like a giant like crusted out
Python?
chant. Like you've seen, I wear it around AdCom sometimes or our place of employment.
You have to show me. Yeah. You'll have
Just
to
makes
show
me look tough. That's all.
I might get like a silver chain. I don't know, maybe with like a pendant on it. I don't think I want a ring. I don't think I want to wear rings. Chain is like the most, because I gotta keep my persona as bland as possible on stage.
Yeah.
Like hoodies and jeans, basically. Like,
No personality,
no, I gotta come out as blank as possible.
because people will make judgment based
Yeah.
on what you wear.
So like just, yeah. So like the only like just the jokes speak for themselves. Like literally nothing else. So like yeah, even if I had jewelry, I'd have because
Yeah.
even if I painted my nails, people would be like, oh, this is a certain type of guy.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I felt that when I came out on that, show and I was wearing a Limp Bizkit t-shirt.
Yeah,
I felt like
that's
everybody hated me all of a sudden.
it's a persona for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it's funny that like straight guys now are like Harry Styles. Like straight guys when they wear like dresses and paint their nails, everyone's like, woohoo, yes, yeah, like fuck the patriarchy. But it's just like, no, we're just appropriating the woman's stuff. And like now gay guys are just like super manly and tough. And they just like wear hoodies and like jeans and boots and stuff.
I don't do that shit.
Yeah. All right, let's do one more.
Yeah, Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah, we were talking about fucking. I totally forgot.
Fuck that guy.
So you say bad because you liked him on Fear Factor.
I liked him on
never,
Fear Factor.
I never said podcast. I just said Joe Rogan.
I always just feel like he I don't know. I feel like he got the job done. So
You know, deep down in your heart, he's like, if you knew him personally, he's probably a really nice guy.
oh, for
a
sure,
really good guy.
He's everybody's kind of that way. Like if you
Yeah.
know people personally, like you're gonna like people more. But for me right now, it's just like I get it. Like you're just kind of saying some stuff just to get like.
He's not even like when people tried to get him kicked off Spotify, it was because and listen, I don't even listen to the show. I don't care to defend him. I also don't care to admonish him, just because I don't know him.
Yeah.
But like, as an observer, the dude has thousands of episodes,
For sure.
and like he has one guy come on that says something that people don't agree with, and like people freak out.
Mm-hmm.
They ignore like the five other episodes
That
that
were, like,
week
good
that were
content.
just like, NASA scientists, nutritionists, like a couple comedians, like
Mm-hmm.
people just like, spreading the good word, or but like self-help people, like people trying to do good stuff. But they got one guy that comes on and says, maybe vaccines aren't the only answer, and everybody loses their shit. It's like people just choose one thing to latch onto and hate. But thankfully, most people are more reasonable than that, like you said. Like,
Yeah.
Also, he doesn't go on Twitter. He doesn't care about any of that.
Twitter's not real.
It's really not.
God, I feel like there's a really good one down here. Let's see. Sports betting.
I'm glad you drew this one.
What was the second closest one?
Well,
What did you
you're a
draw?
sports guy. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you drew a sports one.
Yeah. Sports betting. I think that sports betting is a good thing.
Really?
I'm not opposed to it. I mean, gambling is a risk. People are allowed to take risks.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah, you can do whatever you want with your money.
yeah.
Vegas sets the odds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you sports bet a lot?
I've been known to do like parlays on like FanDuel from time to time.
Those
but,
are always
like,
fun. $2 for a chance
Yeah.
to win $10,000.
But
Yeah,
like,
why
I
not?
don't look heavy into it. Like, I'm not the most knowledgeable person. On
Well, no,
sports
people
betting.
that like actually sports bet,
Yeah.
they like log on. They're like, okay, I'm gonna bet $5,000 on one game, and that's like when you take like the odds, like the plus 110. You would never bet a plus 110 when you're just spending $5 or $10,
Right.
Because you wouldn't win anything.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're betting $5 or $10,000 on one game, you bet the plus 110, like it's a sure win. And then when they lose, then you get really fucking mad. And if they win, what? You win like $500, $600 or something like
Yeah.
that. Which is like yeah. So that's like people who do that sports bet for a living. That scares me.
Well, that like you're so like entwined with like the sports betting at that time. It's like kind of toxic because it's like to make the money, you have to like lose the money on some of these bets. Like, have you seen that guy like every year? He's like the mattress owner.
Mac?
Yeah, and he bets like $5 million at like a time on like, the most random like, sports game or like the Super Bowl. I think he took like the Bengals to beat the Rams and then the Bengals lost. But then like, next week he's also dropping like another $1 million. It's like,
Yeah, well, he probably wins like 6 or 7 smaller bets.
yeah.
Like you said, he probably bets $1 million on a sure win. So yeah, he's maybe only winning $100,000, but he's still winning profiting
Yeah.
$100,000. So you do that 6 or 7 times. Okay, now you can bet $750,000 on one game.
And that's just,
On a long shot, and then if you win that, okay, now you're up 30 million.
Yeah.
Something ridiculous like that. Yeah. It is crazy. Do you know how does Vegas set the odds? Do they set the odds based on what they think? So let's say it's like Super Bowl Rams Bengals. Do they set the odds based on who they think is going to win, or do they set the odds based on who the bettors think is going to win? Because like once the bets start coming in, they're like, oh, people think the Rams are going to win. We're going to give the Rams the edge. Like we're going to give the Bengals some points. Like how do they do it?
that I'm not too familiar with. I feel like it would be interesting though to hear if the bettors are the ones that kind of build up that confidence for
I
like
think
the
it
books.
has something to do with who people are betting on.
But like there's like obviously like a lot of people in Vegas are connected with like these insiders at all these organizations.
Yeah.
And like even with like all this Deshaun Watson stuff, like you hear like, oh, 6 games, 8 games.
Oh yeah,
like
you can
those,
bet on that stuff.
the
Yeah.
odds are like constantly shifting, like
Yeah.
Super Bowl favorites, and like it's crazy, like the amount of times that things are jumping left and right.
Oh yeah, dude. We were talking about getting tickets for the Halloween game,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, it's the same price, same thing with ticket prices. As soon as it came out 6 games, the prices skyrocketed.
Yeah.
But if it goes to 8 games, those it's gonna drop way down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't. So you said the people in Vegas are connected. The people that set the odds are connected. How connected do you think they are, John? You think there's a little fixing going on?
It wouldn't shock me, like, if some of the stuff was connected, but like, also I think about like Rams Bengals, right?
What a great game!
Great game, but also like that's the type of Super Bowl that you get when you set like your Madden to like just like auto play out the season, and then it's
Yeah.
like, oh, this is your 2 Super Bowl, contenders.
The Bengals had a shot to win that game a couple times.
I thought that they were gonna win when T. Higgins ripped like that 50-yard touchdown, and obviously he just threw Jalen Ramsey to the side with his face mask, and then like Jalen Ramsey's just like upset.
They balled out those playoffs. Like that was like, remember when Flacco and the Ravens went on a tear and won the Super Bowl? That's what it reminded me of. They just, as a whole team, just clicked at the right time. Like baseball, everybody knows baseball, you got to be hot. Baseball, you got to be hot going into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Or you got to get hot right when the playoffs start. Like some teams will be cold, will go into the playoffs on a losing streak, and then they'll turn it on. But like football, you don't have to be hot. You can be consistently good. You can be the Patriots. You can be the Rams, and you can just do what you've always done. But you better watch out for the fucking one team that is, their defense starts playing well together, and then their quarterback is fucking generational. You better watch out, man. It's fucking. How do you think they're gonna go back
To the Super Bowl this year? I don't think the Bengals will. I
No.
think it's going to be a lot more of a gauntlet this year.
Well, I mean, with our division, our division the last 5 years has been this. Like they might not even make the playoffs.
Right.
There's a chance they might not even make the playoffs. Last year when the season started, I bet on Ravens Packers to go to the Super Bowl, and I'll probably bet on the Ravens again to go to the Super Bowl. How could you? How could you argue against them?
They have a stout defense. They run the ball. They control the clock. Like,
And Lamar's
a great quarterback.
consistently underrated at quarterback. Consistently, he's better than Dak. He's still better than like Herbert and Burrow. Like I think those guys are great, but I think and they might end up having better careers than Lamar. But I think Lamar's better than them right now. He's not better than Josh Allen.
No, no. Josh Allen is like up there with like Patrick Mahomes for like god tier quarterbacks in the NFL.
I love Josh Allen.
Love him too.
Yeah, dude. Like it could be Bills, Chiefs, Ravens. Who else am I missing? Chargers. If Herbert can do something, like the AFC is so stacked.
I know. And here's the thing too. Like my luck is like a Browns fan. Like my team is somewhat formidable. And the rest of the teams now, like the Raiders and like the Bills and like all those teams that sucked with the Browns, like while we were growing up, now they're all good.
Dude, everybody's really good. And we were at Browns training camp on Saturday. I mean, Watson is great, but it's just like we have a Super Bowl roster minus the fucking quarterback if Watson is like Brissett. Who's our fucking guys? We got Rosen.
Yeah, Josh Rosen. I'm friends with him on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
that's not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's right now we're like at 8 and 9 team.
And it's
with
just
the
like you're
quarterback.
spinning your tires in the mud because it's like, where's the improvement over what the Browns did last year with Baker?
There's not going to be any improvement. No, I would be shocked if we win 10 games. Shocked.
You want to make a bet right now?
Sure, we'll get it on. We'll get it on audio. What do you
Okay.
want to wager?
Plus or minus 10 games. I would just say.
Well, what are the odds at? What are the Vegas odds? What does Vegas say right now?
I think a lot of them have them at, I think it's up in the air with the Deshaun Watson suspension, but
NFL odds, win totals. I think even with Watson,
less than 10 games.
maybe 10 games.
If they have Watson for more than
Browns 8.5. They last season it was 10. Dude, they're only saying Bengals 9.5 games
what?
for over under.
What's the Ravens?
9.5 games.
Steelers?
7.5 games.
We're
Bang.
about to roll back the NFC West from like 2014 this season.
Yeah. So the Bills, they get Bills 11.5.
Mhm.
Cowboys 10.5. I'm sick, dude. I feel like I'm going crazy. Every year people are like the Cowboys are gonna do it, and then every year I'm like, no, they're not. They're the Cowboys, and Dak Prescott is not that good. 10.5 games. I mean, their division is garbage. Their division is garbage. That's
Gi-
the only thing they got going for them.
Giants, Eagles, and then
Commanders.
the Commanders.
Yeah. Yeah, they're giving the Buccaneers 11.5. The Rams 10.5. The Chargers 10.5. The Chiefs 10.5. But according to the Vegas odds, the most likely Bills and Buccaneers are going to have the most wins.
I don't know if the Bucks are gonna. I don't want to say it, but also like
Don't do it.
when
Don't do it.
When is the year that Tom Brady's just gonna like?
Why would
just
you ever bet
his
against
arm
him?
fall off?
Why would you ever? It's never going to fall off, dude. He hasn't lifted a weight since like 2015. He's been doing all like mobility and like tendon training. Like his arm's going to be healthy for a really long time. His shoulder's going to be. It's all shoulder, and his shoulder's great.
You think he'll play till he's 50?
No, not a chance. And that's good and bad. That's our first episode with John Hillbery. You have anything to say to sign off for this first episode, John?
Thanks for having me, Gabe. I'm glad
Thanks for coming on.
rank some things as good and bad. And
we're gonna do some actual ranking next episode. I got some more games for you.
oh, nice, awesome.
But yeah, cut.